Thanks to everyone who continues to help us find Jon. Jon's been missing since April of 2013. And I'm making this video today to as you know, I've been advocating for change in the way that police handle missing adults in Canada. And I feel like we're in transition period right now. I feel like change is going to happen, but we're really far from it happening, which is why I need to sort of share with you our experiences as a family looking for Jon. So Jon went missing in April of 2013, and we reported his disappearance to the police. And back in 2013, I didn't understand that police weren't required by law to actually take a report. I didn't realize they weren't writing anything down. I didn't realize that they weren't entering him into a database. He wasn't in the computer. They were just listening to us. We may as well have just been telling someone at the coffee shop that Jon disappeared. But it didn't occur to us that they hadn't actually taken a report until one of our friends kept going in and saying, hey, have you, could you put Jon in the computer and see if anything's come up? Has anything happened? And they'd put his name in, she went at the police station, and nothing would come up. Nothing. He wasn't in the system. And so because it didn't occur to us that he wasn't in the system, it didn't occur for us to ask. So it seems so absurd in retrospect. Like, I wish I had known then what I know now. And it's pretty incredulous, this journey that we've been on, the trying to understand and navigate these waters has been really hard. It's been exhausting. And I really do think we're on the brink of change. I keep saying that, but it's so imperative for people to understand that we're not there. And I don't know if you're aware that after the Bruce McArthur murders, there was a panel put together. Judge Epstein led the panel, and they did an inquiry for 30-something months, 37 months or something, to try and understand what went wrong. And how the police handled missing adults was sort of at the center of the inquiry. And I believe that Judge Epstein is on a mission now. I believe that she will advocate for change. She didn't just write a report. She is on a mission to change the way that police handle missing adults. But the one thing that is so disheartening to me is that we put Jon in the database in 2013. And I learned that there are different databases. There's a city one, then there's a national one. There's all these different levels of the database. And so I found out in 2015 that he wasn't in the RCMP database. And Jon, as you know, is an avid adventure, outdoors person, and he travels all over. So it was so imperative for us that he be in the national database. And we were assured time and time again by the OPP that he was in that database. And I found out in 2015 that he wasn't. And so they told me at the time that there was a backlog in the cases of entering the cases because they didn't have a French translation. So I had a friend translate the report, and then boom, he ended up on the database and on the website. And so a lot of families contacted me after that and said, how'd you get Jon on the database? How'd you get him on the website? It's like, I don't know. But it shouldn't be up to me. There should be a protocol in place that gets these missing adults into, these are all the dots that, how can they connect the dots of patterns of where people are going missing if there are no dots? And so after the Bruce McArthur inquiry, Judge Epstein, after they presented their findings, she contacted me. And she asked me if she could write a letter on our family's behalf to the Toronto Police Commission to put fresh eyes on my brother's case. And I said, it's never been investigated. They've never interviewed me formally. They've never collected his DNA. So when the police contacted me in August, I really believed that there was going to be a sincere investigation for the first time. But at that time, I found out that my brother was not put into the database until 2019. And when she told me that during we were on Zoom, I said, could you please, what year was that? Could you repeat that? And she said 2019. And I let that sink in. 2019, that was 6 years, and it gutted me. And during that course of that conversation, I just wanted to listen to what the police had to say. But nowhere in the report does it say that we tried to file a missing persons report from April until December. It's such important information because if we're going to change the protocol, it's not about placing blame. It's not about being, finger pointing. It's about changing the way things are done. If it is not documented that we went into a police station repeatedly, then when someone picks up the file for Jon, the first thing they see is that he went missing in April and he wasn't reported until December. So then guess what? Then the fresh eyes on the case come back at us as a family and say, why didn't you report him missing until December? And here we go again. So it taints the way that police, it's like we're apathetic. We didn't care that Jon went missing. And that's what's happening with missing adults cases all across the country. It's not just our family. This is not a unique story. Our story is the story of almost every missing adult in Canada. And I really believe that now we're transitioning to a different place. I think that the police are going to have, by law, they'll have to take a report. There are detectives being assigned just to missing adults in every city. But the databases need to be connected, the city, the provincial, the national, and they also have to be connected to the unclaimed remains. I really don't understand how in 2021 they're not connected. And I am hoping that we can affect change, but it's not going to happen if communities and the people in our communities aren't ignited when an adult goes missing. And it's the same story told over and over and over again. And I'm hoping that by sharing our story, that you can connect to all of the stories across Canada of the family and the friends of the missing, and that we need the police protocol. And there is something you can do. You can sign the petition and you can get involved. But I thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you've done to try and help us find Jon. I feel that we're paving the way for other families, but it's too late for our family. The time to investigate Jon's disappearance was in 2013. So I'm hoping that you can help. We can start talking about it so we can affect change. Thank you so much.